Hi, I'm Sam, the guy with the beard at Cherished Possessions. This week, we're starting a new auction at Cherished Possessions, as we try to do 3 times a month right now. We're getting better at it every time, and we're getting more interesting stuff into research. So, I've been researching 2 or 3 new items that I wanted to share with you as a part of this auction. The first is an inkwell. And inkwells are collector's items. This one is about late 1800s. It's very, very heavy cut glass with a pewter top. They were made heavy so they wouldn't tip over because ink would go all over the place. The inkwell, as we know it, actually got named by the well that was built into American desks in about 1860. But they've been around for a long time before that. This one will, as a collector's item, will range in around $50 or $60, but it has no real functional value. But it's a great conversation piece to put on a bookshelf, and because the fountain pen displaced inkwells in the early 1900s, by definition, all inkwells are at least 125, 130 years old. Portable inkwells became popular and really gained in terms of tradition during the American Revolution because military leaders had to write, and therefore they had to carry ink with them because they were using quills. It wasn't until 1822 that a guy named John Mitchell invented a nib, which is a metal attachment that went to a reed or to a quill, which could make writing more consistent and lasted longer than constantly getting a new quill. About 20 years later, in 1842, a German firm invented the first ink pen as we know it today. And while that was not a big event in terms of world history, it made an enormous contribution to literacy and education in the New World. The next item of interest is a sculpture, which is a marble sculpture. It's now seated on top of a case of my favorite beer, which is Shipyard Pumpkinhead. And it is very heavy. It's about 40 pounds of solid white marble. This is signed by a guy named N. Dunhill. Dunhilly, actually, is probably the best pronunciation. It's classic 1970s abstract art. And believe it or not, in that era, this item was worth about $3,500 to $4,000. Today, not so much, but it's a great item for putting maybe in a garden or out on a patio. It can withstand a lot of wear, and it has an intrinsic value as something to contemplate, a piece of art. And, art's really good.